What up, everyone? It's Savage Tiger football fan, but just call me Savage Tiger. It's all good. Um, Man, it's great to be back on here, and I actually have not uploaded a video to YouTube ever since February, and I'll get into why in a second. But there's a couple things that I would like to get off my chest um, regarding this football season of 2020 and the abnormal circumstances that we've all been through for sports and just the facts on what could have been if it was normal. And don't get it twisted. By any means, I'm not making excuses. I'm just spitting the facts, okay? Now, I want to touch up on a subject that gets me a little irritated. Yes, it's about my team, LSU. The 2019 national champions, the best team of all time. And there's a lot of delusional fans in the football world that think because, okay, if you've been paying attention this year, you would know that we haven't been the best. LSU is having probably its worst year ever since 1999, the year I was born. That says something, right? And like I said, I'm a national champion from 2019, so I don't make excuses. Champions don't make excuses. But you got to lay out the facts. Tell me who specifically in 1 year has lost 17 of 22 starters on their football team. Either drafted to the NFL, and if you count like 4, people opted out because in the 2020 season only, you're allowed to opt out because of these circumstances with the social justice issues or a lot was going on at the time before the football season started. Especially with COVID that we're still going through. I haven't made a video on here ever since shit was normal and nobody had to deal with this pandemic. Like, we didn't even see it coming. I'm sure nobody saw it coming. I sure didn't. But which team has lost that many starters? Okay? Not only that, but 14 of those was drafted to the NFL. And that ties the record for the most drafted by one school ever in the history of football. Okay? And how can you tell me that with that, and then other 6 starters they got signed as undrafted free agents to an NFL team, and then we got 4 starters, 4 of our probably our best starters. They just all suddenly opted out, and then our starting quarterback gets hurt in the 3rd game, and he's doing good. He's almost on pace with Joe Burrow, the best football quarterback there ever was, the legend at LSU. And how do you expect all that? Plus, because of the stupid coronavirus pandemic, we have to reschedule the football season. We were at first at the point of not playing. And because of the coronavirus started in March, we didn't get no team had spring ball. And yes, I know that every team went through the same thing. And there's, and then we had a very short summer and fall camp. Because of that, and we got new coaches who want to go to a different style on defense. overnight with players that have been playing another style and cannot adapt. They just can't play that scheme. Okay? And you want us to get all that figured out in a season where we barely get to practice before the season starts. And then you want us to suddenly, on top of losing all that, and have some of our starters opting out. You want us to contend for the national championship. I knew he was not going to win it. I was not going to make the college football playoff top four rankings. We're not going to be a top four team this year. And I knew he wasn't going to repeat as national champions. I had a hope at the beginning. If we had some key players, maybe it would have been better. But I still don't think it's just too much to overcome. And now add all that what's going on right now in the world that's affecting everybody. It's not normal. It's unprecedented times. So, and specifically why I'm here talking about this is because LSU plays this important football game tomorrow that's important to a specific group of fans. Those are the University of Alabama Crimson Tide fans. Yes, you may know them as LSU's rival. And we beat them last year for the first time in 8 years. And let me tell you something funny. We beat them. Did y'all Alabama fans? This is for you. Now I'm gonna rant. Most of the rest of this video is gonna be dedicated to y'all. Like what I have to say about y'all. And some other fan base in college football, but mostly y'all. All right. Did you really think that after we won that game, after 8 years of losing to y'all, did y'all really think we wasn't gonna talk all that shit like y'all been doing to us for 8 years? That just demonstrates what pussies y'all are. Bunch of pussies. And you always will be. No matter if your team is winless or undefeated. You will always be remembered as pussy fans. But let's set the record straight. Y'all want tomorrow as a revenge game. Revenge game on us. Because we beat y'all in one of the best games to be played recently. In an instant classic. Both teams scoring in the 40s. Both high-powered offenses that have NFL players that are drafted now. Showing out for the fans of college football. It wasn't exactly a blowout like the first half. But props to y'all for making a comeback in the second half. But we made plays when we had to, especially in that first half, which was too much to overcome for y'all. That's about the game last year. And yet y'all can't stand us talking all that shit for 1 year. You want revenge so badly. After the team behaved well after the game. Our players hate y'all. And I'm sure sometimes you feel the same way about us. Your players may feel the same way about us. Yes. It's all part of the game. We are rivals. So it's supposed to be like that. But yes, you're right. Our coach said some bad things. He dropped F-bombs in the locker room. But about y'all. But I enjoyed that personally as a fan. And many fans did. And I'm sure your coach, you want to say he doesn't do that because he's classy, but he does the same thing behind closed doors. We all know coaches behind closed doors. You just never know what goes on behind there. And the fact that bothered y'all for one whole year, It makes me laugh sometimes. It makes me laugh. And the funny thing is, it wasn't supposed to be live. Like it wasn't supposed to be ever be known, because what happened was he said he was in the locker room and one of our players was live streaming on Instagram celebrating the win, and that happened to be recorded, and then it became a YouTube sensation. And let me tell you something, more fans like that than hate it, calling him classless for saying that. I'm not gonna say what he said here because most people watching this video maybe won't understand, but y'all can look that up yourselves. But to say that my coach is classless for saying that, let me tell you something. It's locker room talk. It happens in football all the time, especially if you play at the higher levels of football, like the high school level, the college level, and especially the professional level, the NFL, which is the NFL in this case. That shit is said behind closed doors. Coaches are intense. Players are intense. They want to win. They want to compete. And that's how the game of football is. But other than that, we behaved well after the game. Yes, some fans may have been idiotic. And the shit talking, that's just part of football. We're all gonna talk shit. Did you really think it was not after losing to y'all for 8 years in a row and then finally beating y'all, that we wasn't gonna talk all that shit for 1 year? Hell yeah, he was. The fuck you was thinking, huh? But that's not the point. Our team did not really stomp on the logo in the middle of the field or make gestures towards the fans, all that shit. Like they just celebrated by dumping the Gatorade on the coach, which anybody would do after losing to a rival for 8 years. I'm sure y'all did it after losing 6 years in a row to your riddle rival. And Alabama fans, you would know what I'm talking about. And our coach, aside from that, he behaved well. And our players just went to the corner of the end zone after that, after dumping water on the coach. Or was it Gatorade? Yeah, we dumped Gatorade on the coach. My bad. And went to the corner of the end zone and celebrated with our fans. That's what we did. That's what we did. And if y'all have a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe football ain't for you. Not only that, this game tomorrow, as bad as LSU's been this year, we're expected to lose. We are. I'll be realistic. And no matter what the score is, let me tell you something. The reason I haven't made a video this year at all about LSU, and I will not make one after this. The only reason I'm making one right now is to set some things straight. Okay? And the reason I've not made a video is because this season is fucked. I don't care about it. It's not because LSU's bad. Even if LSU was good, I still don't care. Because of the unprecedented times of what that we had this year in 2020. The messy year we've had. It has forced college football to change this year. Like playing conference-only schedule, starting late, ending late, having 25% capacity in the stadiums. How much fun is that kind of a game, especially with no tailgating? That's half of college football is about, of what college football is about. I didn't get to go to a game this year because of that. Like, even if first of all, I don't want to get anybody in my family, anybody that I know, I don't want to expose them or myself to this virus, to this horrible coronavirus. And even if it was okay, like if it wasn't that big of a deal to go to a game, I wouldn't, because first of all, there's no fun. No tailgating. almost empty stadiums, it's no fun. You tell me if that's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now I'm not here making excuses, like I said many times. So don't get it twisted. But this season to me does not matter. It can matter to anyone it wants to. You Bama fans that are desperate, they're so desperate to be back on top. But the college football analysts have already said this season has an asterisk next to it because it's not real. They're just playing at this point for the sake of playing football. So to me, I've lost interest ever since the start. It just wasn't the same. So I was like, fuck it. I don't watch the college game day shows. I don't watch post game analysis, except for maybe one YouTuber. But normally I watch multiple, like 5 of them or some shit, 5 or 6. Especially I take the TV analysis very seriously after the games in a normal season. This season I'm like, fuck it, man. I just watch my team. I watch a couple games and I'm like, I'm done, man. I keep thinking about next year of how things will be back to normal. Not only with this pandemic, but with LSU football also. I know we will be back to competing for the national championship, as we've done every year prior to this year. And the thing that bugs me about a lot of fan bases is that they call us one-hit wonders or Cinderella team of 2019. And yet, people who say that are just very ignorant. Or they're just saying that because they're just trying to either get under your skin, they're ignorant, or they're just doing that to bother you because they hate LSU, which is fine. You know what? You ain't gotta, like I said, you ain't gotta like us, but you're gonna put some respect on our name though. And let me tell you why. As I've said in other videos, but you probably won't remember, I've talked about LSU's past, right? Especially the time since I've been alive, which coincidentally is the amount of time that LSU has been very good. We've been a football powerhouse. So we're up there. Like, look, I was born ever since 2000 to 2019. LSU has not had a season of losing. Not losing, of not winning less than 8 games. So we've had 8+ wins for 20 straight years. And y'all fans, I know what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna come in my comment section and be like, well, the streak is over now in 2020 because you're only winning probably 4 games. First of all, we're playing 2 less games in the regular season because of our weird ass conference scheduling only because of this pandemic. I don't even know how this is gonna solve anything. If you was gonna play this year, why couldn't we just play the normal schedules, man? But that's not the point. Even if there was no fan, like, because of this virus, we can't have fans everywhere because it's too dangerous. That's how it spreads, and we just can't fight this pandemic otherwise. But it's fine. Like this season, ever since the pandemic started, I'm like, this season is whether they play or if they play the 2020 season, it's irrelevant to me. Like it's irrelevant, and it still is. I still think like that. Even if LSU was undefeated, I'll be like, good. Like I'm happy we have a chance to win a fake national championship that everyone's gonna put an asterisk by at the end of the year. That's why it was just pointless. But I'm glad we got to see what LSU. I mean, we didn't even have our full team. Like I said, we had 4 more starters, and they were important players that opted out because of this. They don't want to get the virus. They don't want to get hurt because they're about to go to the NFL next year. So I just want to touch up on all that. But you Alabama fans also say, I give you your props on what you've done ever since the BCS era, 1998. No, you haven't been actually good as a football program since 2008 when one of our coaches came to you and restored y'all from the dead. But Yes, y'all have 5 national titles since then. Since 1998, the BCS era, you have 5 national titles. Congratulations. I'll give you props there. 6 SEC titles also. Congrats. I give you props. Guess who is right behind you, and not only in the SEC, but in the entire country since 1998 in national titles? Who is right behind y'all? That team is. We right behind you. So as dominant as y'all been the past 12, 13 years, the past 12 years, we're still right behind you when it comes to national championships since the BCS era started. And we do have more wins than y'all since the year of 2000, because that's when we started being good. Y'all wasn't good till 2008, like I said. So, we live, it's fine. We, you want to talk about, you want to get us tomorrow. You want to get a bad LSU team that's playing where we're during a abnormal season that shouldn't be happening, and it's just a stupid season that's gonna have an asterisk right next to it. You want to get us so badly. That's how bad you want us. That's how bad you've been living in your head since last year. It feels great to know that. I had to take a bunch of shit. LSU fans had to take a bunch of shit from y'all for the previous 8 years prior to last year when y'all been beating us. And we stood there and just took it like champs. And now you're suddenly offended because we start talking shit for 1 year. You can't handle 1 year losing to us. Oh, God. Y'all pussies, man. And think what you want. At the end of the day, we're a great program. We have our opinions over each other. But we're 2 great programs right now. LSU has always been great programs for the past 20 years. And y'all got to win for 7 more years if you want to be as consistent as we've been for 20 years. Like, yes, y'all have won 10 plus games for 12 or 13 years. And we've won 8 plus games for 20 years. So if you want to catch us there, you got to win. You got to do that for 7 more years. That's what has to happen. And let me tell you something. Back to the fact that we're one-hit wonders of 2019. No. We have 3 national championships since the BCS era started, as I just said a minute ago. I just said that a minute ago. And we've won it with 3 different coaches. You've only won 5 with 1 coach. And I'm going to tell you something. When he leaves y'all, your program just collapses. Just like that. And I'm going to always think the same thing of y'all. No matter who's coaching you, no matter how good or bad you are, you will always be pussy fans. Your program will always be corrupted. I can't stand your program, but I respect it. I respect what you've done, especially with those 5 national championships in 21 years. LSU has 3 right behind y'all in the entire country. Everybody else in the entire country in that span of 1998 to 2020 has either 2, 1, or 0 national championships. We're right there with y'all because we recruit year in and year out, almost as great as you. We're basically equal in talent. And in one position, we're probably better than y'all. And that's why we match up well. And we give you your competition yearly. Now, am I expecting in this fake season to be competitive with y'all tomorrow? Probably not. But it wouldn't surprise me if we are, because we are improving slowly. And it gives me light for 2021, when we will be back in the hunt for the national championship, like we've been from 2000 to 2019. Every year, because we win at least eight games at least, we're basically always in the talk that we have a chance to win the national championship. That, to me, is a successful program. And yes, fans love to talk bad about programs just to make you feel bad about being a fan of your team. But I'm proud of what we've done. We are so close to our rival. It's insane. And they've only had one coach to have all their success, and we had multiple. We had 3 over that span. 3 coaches that have won something for us. And they all are capable of bringing in great talent. They're all great recruiters, all 3 of our coaches that we've had. And yet, what's funny is, as bad of a season we're having, we still have the number 3 recruiting class in the country. It's about to be locked up by February. I know that. And I know this video is long, but I'm almost finished. I just got one more thing to touch up on. The same thing has to do with our rival fans, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Think that LSU's national championship is beating Alabama. Let me tell you something. To say that, it not only proves you're ignorant, it just proves your severe ignorance you have. It proves that you just can't stand us beating y'all. It's okay. And I'm going to say this. We are not you guys ain't our Super Bowl. Because the way we celebrated, back to the way we celebrated last year, how the players handled themselves on the field, just going to the corner of the end zone, celebrating with our fans. That's all we do after a win on the road, right? We go celebrate with your fans in the corner, in the visitors section. And we don't do like what other teams do. They tear down goalposts, they rush the field. That's what bad teams do when they beat good teams. We only celebrate like that when we win the ultimate prize, which we've won 3 of them the past 21 years. At the same time, five of those championships in our conference, five SEC titles. Just like y'all have 6 of those. We're right behind you. See, neck and neck, right there. Love how y'all keep putting us down like that. And how we live rent-free in your heads for this past year. I love it. So no matter what happens tomorrow, no matter what the score is, just remember one thing. Those same people that are there, those same inexperienced young talent that's there, taking that loss, they will all be back in 2021 with better experience, better coaches, a better game plan, and better circumstances to actually get a lot of practice in before the season. and overall better things. And we will be back in the hunt for that national championship. And as a fan, like I said before, I'm proud of my program. I'm proud of what we've done the past 21 years, especially the time I've been alive. My dad's been proud. He's an alum. We're big fans. We have a big fan base in our family. Everybody in my family were all LSU fans. And I'm just glad that we came through and we did a lot of things. We won a lot of games. And I'm proud. I'm proud to be an LSU fan, especially since the fact that the 2019 team is the first team in the SEC and the second ever to win 15 games in one season without losing any. We went 15-0. Alabama, have you done that? No. You probably won't. You had better teams before. I don't think you will do it. But if you ever do by miracle, you will not be the first. That's us. That's what we have. And don't ever let me see you get with us again. My bad. What am I saying? Don't ever let me see stupid ass comments on my page again after we lose, especially by you Alabama fans. Don't ever. You can hate us all you want. You can trash talk. That's part of the game. That's part of the game. We trash talk. Shit, my bad. My battery was running low, so I'm just gonna wrap this up right now. But my bad for making this video too long, but there's a lot of things I had to get off my chest, and just know I will not be making another video until life is normal again. I get that coronavirus vaccine and everything is normal in the sports world and in the regular world, that I'll be able to go. The next video that I will make will be next football season in September 2021 after an LSU game. And I'm always wear this proud, because we will bounce back and be dominant, be a great football powerhouse in the hunt for the national championship again for years to come. And I appreciate y'all tuning in for this video. You know, like the vid, comment, subscribe. Only if you feel like it. You don't have to if you don't feel like it. But just there's just some things I had to get off my chest, and I feel much more at peace now. And now that many football fans know that this season to me is nothing, so there's no point to ever even reaching out to me, no matter what the score is tomorrow for this revenge game. There's just no point, because you're just going to waste your time with me. And you ignorant fans can just keep on doing what you think about LSU, but the real fans know how good we are. The real smart fans that know shit about football, they know how good we are. And not like I need anybody's approval, but even I know, my family, our fans, most of our fans, we know how good we are. And we're realistic fans, not delusional like a lot of fans. So, congratulations, Alabama, on beating us on our worst year in 21 years during a pandemic, weird scheduling, because of unprecedented circumstances in 2020. You know what it is? Go Tigers.